RFK Jr. just came out and spoke on the declining fertility of teenage boys and the increasing fertility of teenage girls. Now, I'm going to show you a clip of exactly what he said, then we're going to come back here and I'm going to break some things down for you. Because I know normally I come to you guys with kind of like a little sassiness and some jokes, but the numbers that I am about to bring you are so incredibly important. I really need to make sure that you guys hear me because I don't know if people understand just how fully terrifying what he said is.
The average teenager in this country has 50% of the sperm count, 50% of the testosterone as a 65-year-old man. Our girls are hitting puberty 6 years earlier. And that's bad, but also our parents aren't having children. Parents who want to have children do not have access. I have 7 children. I feel that God has blessed me with that, and I can't imagine how different my life would be if I did not have that blessing.
Now, I'm about to give you some real numbers in hopes that fewer people get lost in veiled speech. When it comes to the puberty ages of girls, the average age of starting puberty is between the ages of 11 to 13 years old. Now, please keep in mind that there is a difference between the first signs of puberty and the first menstruation that a woman goes through if she's born with a uterus and able to menstruate. We are currently in 2025. Even if we go back to the 90s, first signs of puberty, so we're talking about things like developing breast tissue and the like, first signs of puberty, even in the 90s, was an average of 8 years old. So when RFK says girls are starting puberty 6 years earlier in 2025, that brings that age down to 2 years old. Girls as young as 2 years old, first developing signs of puberty. If we are talking about first menstruation, that also actually hasn't changed that much between the 90s to 2025. You are still looking at averaging around the age of 10 years old, with that age span of like 10 to 13 years old, generally speaking, for a girl to get her first period. So even if we split the difference and go with 11 years old, RFK is saying, if he's talking about first period versus first actual signs of puberty, that would be 5 years old. 6 years earlier would mean they would be starting their periods at 5 years old. Now remember, in that clip, he opened it up by saying that teenage boys have half the testosterone, half the sperm count of a man in his 60s in 2025, right? So lower fertility, whereas the girls are becoming fertile and hitting puberty and able to reproduce 6 years younger. The slick language there is that girls are becoming more fertile younger, but the teenage boys, their age equivalents, they don't have what it takes to get them pregnant in comparison to grown men. Follow the dots of veiled language. If girls, in his view, are hitting puberty and able to reproduce younger, but boys, their age, don't have the testosterone and the sperm count to father children with them. And grown men are the ones that have kept their sperm counts high, who are having children with these little girls in order to keep having kids, right? Because he goes on to say, well, parents that, or people that want to be parents, are finding themselves incapable of having kids, while these children, these incredibly young children, are becoming able to birth children earlier and earlier, younger and younger. Please follow the veiled language. This is not the time to say, well, that can't possibly be what he means. This is not the time to say, that could never possibly happen. I am begging you to look around. Look around at what is happening, and to stop saying this could never happen, because you are neck deep in all the things people have been saying could never possibly happen, or that people could never possibly mean. If you do not care about adult women and their access to birth control or abortion or female health or anything like that, even if you say, you know what, they got themselves in this mess, they shouldn't be able to get themselves out of it, even if that's your stance, I am begging you to please think of your baby girls. Think of your tiny daughters. Think of what this man is cracking the door open to with his veiled speech that is going to go over a ton of people's heads, because the average literacy rate and comprehension rate is that of a grade 6 student. They are banking on that. They are banking on the it's not that deep generation to not deconstruct the language. I know by this time that man's gotta, if he knew who I was, he must hate to see me coming. I am begging you to watch it, and then watch it again, and then watch it again, and pay attention. And please, please, please protect your little girls. Protect your little girls. I am not trying to spread alarmist fear, and I am not trying to spread alarmist rhetoric. They are coming for your daughters. And I have been saying this all goddamn year. And the things I say are going to happen, keep happening. Please pay attention. This man is dangerous. Protect your goddamn daughters.